Hello, beautiful people. I hope that wherever you are in the world, that you are doing well and that you are taking care of yourselves. I'm Chris Danker, and this is Let the Adventure Begin. Let the Adventure Begin with Chris Danker podcast. So over the summer, I was listening to my very favorite podcast, Rich Roll, and every so often he and Adam Skolnick, they do an episode together and they call it Roll On. But I digress. Anyway, what I'm getting to is the fact that Rich Roll said, be a signal in the noise. And I was out for a walk when he said this. I stopped in my tracks. I put it in a note in my phone and just let it sit. And I knew I would want to use it as a podcast episode for Let the Adventure Begin at some point. And that day is here. I just love that idea of being a signal in the noise. And for me, it makes me think of a lighthouse. A vessel could be in a storm, or there could be reefs or shoals that it could crash into. And its purpose is to safely guide into harbors or provide a visual reference for the vessel's position at sea. It's that beacon of light. And then I decided, since I had this vision of a lighthouse being a signal in the noise, I decided to Google the symbolism for a lighthouse. And the words that immediately popped up were guidance, safety, hope, and resilience. So today, I would like to focus on how we can be a signal in the noise, really for ourselves. How can we be a lighthouse for ourselves? We all know that there's a lot of noise in the world vying for our attention. So how can we be a signal? Because we have to be a signal for ourselves before we can be a signal for anyone else. And so I'm just going to chat a little bit about this topic using these 4 words, give us all some questions to maybe think about, ponder about as we think about being a signal in the noise that's going on in our world. So first of all, the first word is guidance. Just as a lighthouse serves as a guide, ask yourself this question: who or what is guiding you? What are you allowing to come into your life to take up space? What's your guide? I've talked about my morning routine before, and it's all about guiding my day in the right direction as it begins. I always feel like if my day can get off to a solid start, it's going to set me up for success. And it took me a long time to get to the point where I have gotten in the last right around a decade. I was always a roll out of bed at the last minute, throw everything together, out the door to head to work. And then I decided to start taking time for myself. And I decided to guide my day in the way that, like I said, could set me up for success. I start by, I wash my face, I take my thyroid medicine, I drink a full glass of water, I do yoga, a guided meditation, Bible study, and journaling. And when I'm doing that, after I've had water, then I go to some hot lemon water, not every day, but on most days. And then I roll into having a cup of coffee. And I hope you notice the thing that's missing: screen time. Now, honestly, I will listen to music in the morning. I'll put it in my AirPods and I'll listen while I'm doing yoga. And a lot of times I'll have them in when I'm doing my guided meditation. And I use my phone to just start my guided meditation for the morning. But other than that's it for the screen. My daily devotional is a physical book. My Bible is a physical book. And then I journal. And I used to journal on my iPad, and I really liked it for a while, but then the screen, it really bothered me. And so I went back to paper and pen. And so, it doesn't really matter what the rest of the day brings when I know that I start with direction or that guidance that sets me up for success. So again, who or what is guiding you? How are you starting your day? What are you allowing to come into your life to take up space? Think about how, you are guiding yourself as, that symbolic lighthouse. Second is safety. So, again, the purpose of a lighthouse is that it provides safety so that a vessel doesn't crash. Well, what does it mean to be safe? Like I said, a lighthouse, again, is a beacon of light to keep a vessel from crashing. So how are you showing up for yourself? How are you, looking at keeping yourself safe on a daily basis? Again, kind of thinking about, what in your life are you allowing to take up space? Well, how are you taking care of yourself? Are you getting the sleep that you need? Are you nourishing your body with the food and the nutrients it needs? Are you nourishing your soul with the people that you surround yourself with? Are you making sure that you stay hydrated? Are you getting exercise? Are those basic needs covered? And if not, what are some things that you can do to change that so that you are a safe beacon of light for yourself? So I want you to think about that as well. The third one is hope. When you expect good things to happen, that's hope. If it's worth pursuing even in the face of adversity, that's hope. It's a fighting spirit. Where do you find hope in your life? Again, thinking about the people that are in your life. Do they provide hope when the chips are down? And if not, you might want to think about that. How are you providing hope for yourself when you are facing some adversity? Where is that fighting spirit for you? Last but not least is resilience. Not every day is going to be perfect. In fact, most will not be. So on those bad days, how do you bounce back? The main thing I find as the main ingredient for resilience is to remind myself, I am enough. In a world that is constantly telling us that we need to do this or that, buy this new outfit so you look fantastic, do this workout, comparing our lives to other people, because that's what social media tells us that we should do. We don't need those things. We don't need that new outfit. We don't need to do that next workout to make us look fabulous. What we need is to remind ourselves that we are enough. Resilience is that reminder that even on the toughest days, even when we don't think we can get through something, we can honestly get through anything. And I don't remember where this quote came from, but I love it. The quote goes something like this: you've made it through, and think about how old you are. So for me, I've made it through 57 years. So, you know what? I'll make it through this too. What have you gotten through that could have broken you, but did not? My friends, that's resilience. So when we live in a world that has noise coming at us from every direction, think about how you can be a signal for yourself in the world that's full of noise. Think about how you can be a lighthouse for yourself. Think about how you use guidance, safety, hope, and resilience, much as a lighthouse does. And I know I'm asking you to do a lot of thinking, but honestly, it's worth it. It's worth it when you realize that I am a lighthouse. I am a signal in the noise. Before I peace out for today, I want to give 2 shout outs today. One is they're both pretty personal, but one is even more personal than the other because the first one has to do with my partner in crime of over 36 years of marriage, my husband. He has relaunched his website. He has a business called Metro Sports Plus. If you live in Nebraska and Iowa, he does a lot with local sports in eastern Nebraska, western Iowa, at both the high school and collegiate teams in the area. And he has relaunched his website called Metro Sports Plus. I will link the website in my show notes. I'm really excited for him. He is a print media guy. That's always been his thing. And so for him to launch more into the digital world is pretty amazing. So I hope you'll check that out or tell your favorite sports lover, especially this fall with football. He has a ton on his website having to do with football. And the other shout out that I want to give this week is to my friend Gina Stavas. Gina is a friend of the podcast. I interviewed her a while back, and she is the owner and innkeeper of Whispering Pines Bed and Breakfast in Nebraska City. And she just celebrated her 20-year anniversary of owning and innkeeping Whispering Pines. So I'm so excited for her. 20 years, that is an amazing milestone. I'm excited for you, friend, and I can't wait to see what the next 20 years holds for Whispering Pines. If you ever make it down to Nebraska City, you would be doing yourself a huge favor by spending a night there, because not only is it an amazing place, but Gina is also an amazing cook, and she will hook you up with an amazing, I'm using amazing a lot because it's true, but an amazing breakfast after a well-rested evening and an opportunity to wander the grounds. So those are my shout outs this week. I hope that you have an amazing week, and until we meet again, let your adventure begin. Peace.